Hello, this is Mel. I'm going to be doing a little bit of commentary on my Resident Evil 2 Remake uh, demo playthrough. That was me trying to figure out what controls I wanted, and this is me trying to figure out what graphics I want. I've done a whole bunch of cutting around so that we don't bore everyone right out of the gate. I upped all of the graphics because I have a nice computer. And I changed the control scheme to something resembling the original, with run on like a face button. I'll get into that more as we get into the demo. You can see here in this opening splash screen that you've already skipped the lead up to the Raccoon City Police Department, which I assume will be in the full game, and you're just in the police department. Problem is, the graphics are all wonky. Yeah. So I then had to sort of troubleshoot that. I changed some graphics, and it was still wonky. Changed some more graphics. And I changed them again. And there's still this inane hitching. What I didn't quite realize at the time was that the timer is running down. So I decided to do something. There's a cutscene that plays here.
There has to be someone here.
This little controller kiosk, computer kiosk, is in Resident Evil 2, the original. It doesn't play this video, but it does give you a map.
I found a way out. It's in here. Send reinforcements. East hallway.
The map has changed a lot from the original Resident Evil 2. But the first thing I do is I go ahead and I change some more graphics. So let's skip a lot of that. I end up restarting my computer, updating my drivers, and that fixed it. I don't know really if the drivers had anything to do with it or restarting the computer had anything to do with it, but I wasted a lot of time in a timed demo fudging around with graphics, and maybe I wouldn't have shown that if it weren't for the fact that this is a timed demo, and if you're going to do this, do it in the main menu, don't do it while you're playing. However, they don't give you the option to back out to the main menu. You have to close the game to get to the main menu.
Is anybody here?
Anyway, let's talk about the game. You have limited inventory space again, but you don't have to fit it into an attaché case like you did in RE4. I think that's fine. The first and second floor of the lobby in the foyer here is connected. You used to have to go up and down a ladder that you wouldn't lower until way later. Your ammo does seem to stack. I don't know if there's an upper limit, but I didn't reach it in this demo, which is good. They do a very good visual cue there as to what key you need. That obviously requires the spade key. There's a doorway there that's blocked that wasn't in the original. The unicorn medallion statue here was pushed back to the end of the room. And there's like 3 holes for 3 medallions instead of 1. You can also see there's a lot more going on here in terms of prep work. So in the original RE2, the outbreak hit very suddenly. Here it seems like they were doing like forms of triage in the police department. And the police department was actually in the middle of throwing a welcome party for Leon when it got hit by a zombie outbreak in the original game. In this one, Leon got here well after the outbreak, and well after they had done a lot of prep work to stave off the outbreak or whatever. There's a fuse there that wasn't in the original. This door is also locked. It wasn't in the original. I'm going to do a lot of comparisons to the original because I think that kind of tells you the kind of attention they paid. This hallway is very similar, down to the color scheme and the vending machines. But there's an extra turn-off here on the left. The press room is moved up to here. There's a very infamous thing that happens in the press room in the original game that I suppose I won't spoil, in case it does end up happening in the full game. Yeah, that's me showing off the map. It indicates, like, hey, this door required the spade key. Hey, instead of just a red line saying, hey, this door is locked, the map has a lot more useful info on it now. In the original game, I think if you search that desk 100 times, you get a photo of Rebecca Chambers. This hand holding the pistol and the light is very reminiscent of an early unreleased version of Resident Evil 4, that also features Leon in like a castle with a much more spooky sort of fantasy setting. Although I think it was just incidentally set in a castle. I think it was supposed to be like the headquarters of Umbrella International. I don't know. They ditched that version and the subsequent version, both of which were much more spooky than what we got with RE4. I was checking that texture to see if I could read it, but it is not legible. This whole area of the police department is new. These bathrooms and everything were not in the original. We pick up our first aid spray. And they explain the health system. Same thing as the first one. They don't give you a very detailed readout, just a general, you're fine, you're in caution, you're in danger. And you can still examine things that don't need to be examined and turn them around. I like that a lot. So I said, yeah, I'll examine it. Wasn't very impressed by that handgun model. Thought it looked a little unfinished. But I really do like the fictional ammo brands that this series has always had. Maximum Standard is a great set of words. I forget the name of the other brands, but every game seems to have had their own brand, I think. No reflection in the mirrors, it's a little disappointing. They're just black. Yeah, this whole back section of the police department is new. Must require some sort of a key that I don't have.
Open up! Hurry! Open up! Open this goddamn door! I'll get you out!
Much of this they've already shown off in trailers and demos.
I got you.
So this is very graphic, but I had already seen it before. And this kind of shows you right off the bat that they are not shy about gore in this game, and they won't be going forward even in the demo. In some of the GameCube remakes, they did try to like not show direct gore like that. Yeah, we got like a vague hint about those 3 medallions, a lion, unicorn, and something else. And now they throw some enemies your way. Here's the combat, and there's me immediately having to get used to the sensitivity of the joysticks, which are a little out of whack. But I got used to them later.
Jesus,
See?
they're everywhere.
So yeah, headshots don't take guys down right away. But, you know, zombies are gonna be bullet sponges. This isn't like Day of the Dead. A headshot isn't a one-hit kill on a zombie. They never really were in Resident Evil games.
You're safe. For now.
Thanks.
Marvin Branagh.
Leon Kennedy. There was another
There's
officer.
Marvin Branagh.
Here.
The facial motion capturing kind of waffles between being pretty good and kind of awkward like that.
Does anyone know what started this?
Not a clue.
I think this version of Leon is pretty good for the character that he needs to fill.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to start last week, and I got a call to stay away. I wish I'd come here sooner.
You're here now, Leon. That's all that matters.
So that's a pretty big difference in the story. He got a call to stay
Lieutenant.
away,
I'm ready.
Hopefully you'll be able to
and
find a way
not,
out of this station.
you know, he wasn't 100% blindsided by the
He thought this
events.
secret passageway might do the trick.
This is good news. We can get you to a hospital.
No, I am not the priority here.
Lieutenant, I'm not just gonna leave you here.
I'm giving you an order, rookie. You save yourself first. I'd come with you, but I'd just slow you down. Now, you'll need this.
I can't take him.
Stop. And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate. You take it out, or you run.
A very good
it?
trailer shot.
Yes, sir.
He'll be fine. Combat knife. Alright, so I did not read that initially. It does mention that this will break. The combat knife in the original game obviously did not break. Nothing broke. You have in-game reload, and the menu does pause the action. Nope. You have to press A.
This is not how I imagined.
So the shutters in this game are a little reminiscent of the unreleased unreleased version of RE2, where there were a lot more shutters in that game that you had to open and close. This window, I'm pointing at a lot because this is the first time you see one of the lickers in the original game. I was looking for it, and it did not show up. Another slightly different layout here in the hallway. That turn off is not there in the original.
The rescue heading east. The river's down at RPD. Minutes, I repeat.
That's really gross.
What?
And just get a good look at that. Look right at it. This is right about where the original liquor encounter is, but as you can see, is not. Not in this game. Or at least not in the demo. This side of the police station is pretty similar to the original. There's this tight hallway here with the windows that are open. There's a contact button here. I thought, well, maybe you can climb through it, but actually you can do with this what you could do in similar mechanic. You could board up the windows or call shutters down. So this is me being a good boy and conserving ammo and noticing there's a dismemberment mechanic in this game. Where we have the training room or the meeting room. This is very similar to the original game. Weapon locker key card. And I ain't no dummy. I'm looking on the back, but there's nothing there. This is a memo about them preparing for the attack. I'm tabbing through it to save time. You can pause the video and read it if you like. It says there on the 25th is when they started noticing the attack. In the original timeline, this game happens on the 29th of September 1999 or 8 or whatever. And it's supposed to be a couple months after the events of the first Resident Evil game. So it took a while for the outbreak to really happen. But in the original, Leon didn't really get here until very shortly after the outbreak. In this one, it seems like he got here a lot after.
Jesus. Son of a bitch.
So let's go for the legs. Doesn't quite work out, although I am able to knock him out that way. I assume, and that wasn't a bullet to the leg. Now, that woke him up. I couldn't quite get a hang of when a zombie was dead, though, right, and when it wasn't. There were a couple tricks in the original game to let you know. You see there, I lost my knife. It's sort of like a self-defense knife in the first remake for GameCube, where the knife could be used to get a zombie off of you without taking a hit. And this is when I noticed it has durability. So I'm like, uh-oh. I probably used up a lot of the knife. Another encounter where I used the knife a whole bunch. And I actually got the kill just with the knife there. Now here's some gunpowder. Another mechanic that carries over from the original game. You could combine gunpowders to make different types of ammo. You could do it in Resident Evil 3. Vaguely sure you could do it in this original RE2. Right, all those knife slashes did not help. And then I used it in self-defense, and apparently that was it. So, save combo there. I don't remember the original game that well enough to have tried the original safe combo, but the safe was not there. It was on the other side of the building, the east side. But again, I don't remember what the combo was. Something, maybe. I don't know. In the original, there were some, like, party hats and soda bottles on these desks because they were about to throw a party for Leon, having gotten the job. They are not here in this version of the game. That memo was talking more about the outbreak, I think. Yeah, I skipped through there. This locker room is all new. I didn't want to spend too much time with, like, fiddling around with puzzles, so I didn't bother. But you can see what's in there. I did get the weapon locker key card, which was enough to get me the shotgun. This is similar to the weapon locker that was on the second floor in, I believe, the east hallway, or maybe it was west. No, it was east, I think. Anyway, who cares? That will give you a shotgun, or a grenade launcher, or a magnum, I think. It was random. There are a lot of random elements in the original Resident Evil 2. I don't know if any of that's going to carry over. Picked up an herb. Green herb. The old photo room. This was also in the original game. You'll notice the absence of save room music, because this is a save room. There's a typewriter there, but you can't use it. There's also an item box there in the corner. No save room music. This memo just talks about healing herbs. Pretty standard. There's your magic item box that transports things across everywhere. I put some stuff away. Dark room is the same from the original. There's actually a couple photos in here from the original game. That photo there in the pan is difficult to see, but it is a old photo in the original game of the Stars Alpha team. Or maybe the whole Stars team. There's Alpha and Bravo, but that is original artwork done for the original Resident Evil games. Okay, this staircase is similar but different. Decided, hey, I just got the shotgun. I don't have all the time in the world to play this demo. I'm gonna use the dang shotgun. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have used it there. Now, silly me, I get grabbed because I wasn't paying any attention. And you see the damage mechanic there. They kind of flash the caution sign. So there is sort of a non-diegetic announcement of your health on screen. It just doesn't stay there. There is also, as you can see, an ammo counter on screen. Neither of those were... There was nothing on screen in the original Resident Evil games. I'm okay with it. I'm not a diehard to the no HUD of the original games, but I think that was nice. This room is new. Some sort of a steam pipe valve probably needs to be put in there. That actually got me. That actually made me jump a little when that happened. I don't know where those zombies went. They surely went somewhere. Downstairs, I guess? They were right there. So I said, screw them. This extra floor is new. The Raccoon City Police Department used to only be 2 floors tall for most of it. This is a extra 3rd floor in the new version. So pretty much everything up on this floor is brand new. There's our spade key, which I didn't examine. It just says key. But I bet if you examine it, it'll tell you, like, hey, this is the spade key.
What in the...
And there's our first shot of the liquor. Through a window, just like before, but in a very different place. And now you can see some more indications that this police department used to be a museum. That's true in the original game as well. There was a lot of artwork and strange things around because it was repurposed into a police department from an old historic museum. This is a note talking about liquors, saying that they are blind, but they can hear you, which was true in the original game, but really it didn't amount to much. They could generally always tell where you were. So this is getting pretty much right toward the end of the demo time limit. So I go ahead and fire off a round for good luck. There's some scribblings that is by Police Chief Brian Irons, I think his name was. He's going on about, oh, I hate the cops, they're all terrible, I want to torture them, and ha ha ha, I'm evil. So he's going to play another role in this game. And then after 30 minutes, the demo does just kind of kick you out. It will not let you reboot the demo. But they do give you a little bit of a trailer at the
Find out
end.
what's happening here.
She's the one at Umbrella responsible for unleashing the virus.
Seems to be evolving much faster than expected.
You gotta be kidding me. God only knows what's down here.
What the hell?
There's some audio desync in the trailer,
I'll get you, fuck!
but I heard that is true for other people, so I don't think it's me.
Who's that? You don't know what you're up
There's a whole bunch of references to things that any older fans would know. If you're new to Resident Evil 2, I think that constitutes a pretty good teaser trailer. And this is a really good reference. Mr. Death himself. And then they even make a reference to tofu, which I didn't expect to not be in the game, and then they want you to buy it, of course. But the Tofu Survivor, Hunk and Tofu were both minigame like survival modes, linear, like no backtracking. So if you try to launch it again, it just says thank you for playing, and it spits you back out to the same end slate and trailer. You can skip. The game install was about 7 gigs. But anyway, that'll do it for me. Thanks for watching.